tell-all number 2 was depressing. Not depressing, it was saddening. I think the format now is clear. Every tell-all episode, there are 4 of them, will be about one of the wives. So the first one was about Janelle, this one was about Meri, next one will be Christine, and then the last one will be Robyn, and I imagine Robyn's will be a banger. As you can imagine, just given sort of what the season looked like, this was an intense episode, and that walked through essentially all of Meri's pain. I will say it started off with they pulled through the thread of Cody's nice pec and 6-pack abs. And we got to hear a little bit about Janelle sort of saying like, yeah, he is a hot piece, which I thought was pretty funny. So it started light and then it moved into Meri. And I think there's sort of a story arc here. If you just look at the episode and you see 2 things. One, you see somebody in Cody who, as depicted by reality TV, I'm not diagnosing, but as depicted by reality TV, meets all of the diagnostic criteria for narcissism. You see this narcissistic figure and see all the ways that he has essentially abused Meri. Not essentially, has abused Meri, but you can kind of see the steps of it happening. So at the very start of the episode, they start talking about this idea of Cody expecting his wives to do certain things to earn his favor. And all of the wives talked about these really clear expectations, how the house looks, how the food is cooked, how the kids are taken care of, how he's treated, how he's spoken about, right? All of these kind of expectations if you want to have a healthy relationship with Cody. And so you have these wives working diligently trying to please this husband, and you get the sense that he is forever dissatisfied. In particular with Meri, the sense is that she could never get him to be happy with her, and there was always a reason why he had to sort of be separate from her, why he couldn't fully engage in a relationship with her. And so you can imagine watching it that her confidence keeps getting sort of undercut as she works desperately to create a relationship with Cody and then also build a connection with her sister wives, who I think it's pretty clear by the end of this episode never really connected with her. And then you hear all of the wives talk about how Robyn has positioned herself as the Cody whisperer. She's the one that can read what he wants. She's the one that can speak to him and create the close connection. For Christine and for Janelle, they're like, kiss it. We're not interested in Robyn's ability to speak Cody. But Meri, I think because she lacks all confidence as it relates to Cody, is like, yeah, please speak with me, which has allowed Robyn to step in and in many ways, I think, as a proxy for Cody, to control Meri's life, control the way that Meri interfaces with the family, right? And so all of a sudden you have Cody and Robyn that are both dictating how things in the family globally happen. There was debate about this, and I sort of go back and forth. I don't know that I think Robyn was intentionally maneuvering to build a closer relationship with Cody. I think Robyn wanted to have the best relationship with Cody. I'm not convinced that Robyn was intentionally trying to cut the other wives out. But I think in an effort to be valuable to the family and be valuable to Cody most importantly, she ended up becoming the center of the family, and my wife called her an octopus, right? Getting her hands in every single thing, which eventually minimizes the impact of everybody else. And I think that Robyn effectively cut everybody out of the family and became the only figure in Cody's mind. And so if you look at this last episode that we saw, the finale, you see Meri talking to Cody, and they're on that bench and they're having this somber meeting, and Robyn's being histrionic, leaving and coming back and weeping. But Meri wants her there. And when Robyn is crying, Meri is the one that's comforting her. And I think it's clear that Meri, despite all of Robyn's antics, despite all of the attention that Robyn requires, Meri at this stage of the game was dependent on Robyn to help her interact with Cody. Another example of it was in this episode, you saw them reflecting on the moment when Meri first presented to Cody, hey, I'm going to move to Parowan, and live down there most of the time. And Cody recognizes that she wants him to say, no, let's work on our relationship, no, stay here. And all Cody can muster is, I can put you up in the barn dominium if you want to stay, right? And you can see Meri looking to Robyn being like, he doesn't get it. He's not going to get it. I don't want to talk about this anymore. And Robyn seems like she is there to protect Meri. I think in Robyn's mind, that's what she's doing. I think in Meri's mind, that's what she's doing. It is absolutely possible that unconsciously Robyn likes the fact that she has the special connection to Kody. And so while she is willing to give others a hand up, I don't think she's willing to give them a hand up beyond her, but she'll pull them up a little bit, which is why in Kody's mind, Robyn has advocated for the other wives for all of these years. But the fans of the show that maybe have a more objective perspective go, no, she's not really supporting the other wives. Now, the most significant part of the episode in my mind was the discussion of Kody's wedding ring. So the story is that at some point, there's some debate about when it happened, before or after Robyn, or right around Robyn's time, but Kody didn't like the idea that Meri had control over him, that she had ownership of him. And so his solution to that was to get rid of his wedding ring. And you can imagine that one option would have been to give the ring back to Meri, which is what she wanted. Another option would be to save the wedding ring as a symbol of their initial relationship. Another option would have been, there's a lot of different things that you could have done to preserve the ring and then get a ring for all of the wives. But that's not what Kody did. He didn't tell Meri, and he just went and on his own went and melted it down, kept all the metals, all the riches from it, but burned the symbol, melted the symbol, and said, that's what it is, Meri. I didn't want you to have ownership of me, so I got rid of it entirely. Meri was, in my mind, understandably hurt. And back to this sort of model of abuse that's happening, this is a very clear symbol to me that Kody doesn't care what Meri thinks and doesn't value Meri. It would not have taken a genius for Kody to recognize that what he's doing is diminishing Meri. But he's not interested in that. And so his kind of narcissistic behavior put Meri further and further kind of in this hole. And I think that through the course of their relationship, whatever it is, 30 years, Meri just gets smaller and smaller and smaller, more and more embarrassed by the relationship, more and more embarrassed by how she's seen in the family. And Kody just continues to elevate himself and only worry about what matters to him. In this episode, you see that Meri is very upset with Christine for sharing the story. So first of all, I get it. Christine should not have shared the story. I know we as an audience are all excited about hearing it, and it adds to the drama, but that was Meri's story to share. Meri should have shared it, not Christine. But the vitriol that Meri has towards Christine really should be redirected towards Kody. I keep seeing this clip of Meri saying, "Oh, I will be heard." And I don't feel like Meri has been heard yet. The most emotional I've ever seen her is when she talks about Kody melting that ring. But I don't ever see her lash out at Kody. I don't ever see her put Kody in his place. In fact, when they're getting, they're kind of having their final separation conversation, she acknowledges that Kody is being kind to her. And I think objectively, you're like, he's been anything but kind to you in this conversation or over the years. Why are you giving him a pass? And so I'm still waiting for Meri to find her voice, to be heard. And I can, I think if you look at her life, I think she has been, sort of struggling for many years. And I'm hoping that as this marriage dissolves, Meri finds herself and, feels empowered by a new relationship outside of this family, outside of Kody. So those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comments below.